In this video, I'm playing a 5-point match against XG and analyzing it. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below and what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on that. I appreciate your super thanks. These small donations help me continue to create the high-quality content that you enjoy. And with the membership feature, you can get exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it if you're interested in lessons. Please contact me via email. My email address is in the description. So again, I'm playing a 5-point match against XG on a beautiful Backgammon Galaxy. This is the Monte Carlo board. The XG board is made by Rain. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. I'm playing the white checkers at the bottom, XG the black checkers at the top, and with the 5-4 at 5-way, 5-way. I'm sorry, with the 6-4 at 5-way, 5-way. It's correct to make the 2-point. With the 3-1, simply make the 5-point. 3-1 makes his 5-point. Double 4. I can't move this checker, so I can go like this and make the 4-point. I can make the 4-point and the 2-point. So with both of them, it's this. So that they have that in common. If I do this, I make a 4-point board, but I have a lot of awkward rolls next. Like a 6-4, for example, or like other rolls. So, and then if I do this, it does unstack the midpoint, gives me a little bit of flexibility here. So like rolls like 6-3 and 6-2 become good. Yeah, I think this is sufficient. This will be a good one to analyze. All right. So now I'm behind by 2 pips in the race. I do have a more pure board. So the strength is the same, 3-point board versus 3-point board, but I have the best 3-point board. The rack, black has these gaps, but it's still anyone's game. Okay, so 5-3. I can try to escape. I'm up by 6 pips. Giving him good 4, so like 4-1 and 4-2 would be useful here, and 5-4 would be good there. Alternatively, I can go here, but then what happens is I strip the midpoint with 2 checkers back on here. That's not a good thing. I think I'm going to have to do this. 2-1's going to make the 4-point. All right, now 6-5. So I can try to escape all the way now. I'm up by 14 pips, or I can play here and keep 1 checker back. I think I'll just pay off the shot now. Double 6. Okay, now I'm behind by 10 pips. Still, I'm going to have to safety this checker. Even race. Okay, so now I'm down 6 pips, so I'm going to be up by 6 pips, so that's a good roll to clear that. 6-4, so the race is close. So here I want to put one on the 5-point. Ideally, you want 7 checkers on the 6-point, 5 on the 5-point, and 3 on the 4-point. So I'm trying to do that as best as possible. So this would be too much. This is 8 checkers there, so I could do the 4 and the 3, although I don't love it here, but it should be okay for a roll or 2. 3-1, now the race is still even. So I can go 2 and then 1. So now the 1s and 2s where I can't bear off, at least I get a crossover. Okay. So like that. 6-5 is a good roll. When the race is short, larger numbers are even better. Okay. So 4 checkers off to 4 checkers off, even race, not a double yet, 4-2, so the 4 is off, and I'm going to redistribute the spares. Now that lost a pip. Okay, double 3 is a good roll, bears off 2 checkers, double 2. Okay, so that's 40 to 42, and I have 8, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so what I do is the eyesight method. So for a money game, this is basically 40 pips with no penalty. This is 42 pips, but there's an extra penalty here. It makes it 43 pips. So I add 1/6 of 40. So 1/6 of 42 is 7. So this is going to be less than 7. So 46 point something. And this is 43. So that's a small double for money. So I think here would be a small double too. But still a comfortable take. The 3-2 bears off a checker. 4, and I think I could spread it like this now. 6-3. Now big favorite. All right, 5-2 brings 2 down at the score. Double 2. So this is where I could just go up here. For money, it's best to do this, but at this score, you see he brought these 2 down with the hope of making the 5 point. Now he can't make the 5 point. Okay, 3-1. See, he makes the 10 point instead. 4-3. I can bring 2 down here. All right, brings 2 up under the gun. 6-3. So what can I do with 6-3? I could hit twice. That's an overplay, I think, because it leaves 5 blots there. I could make the 3 point, leaves a direct shot here. I could make the bar point, which blocks this checker better and leaves a 4 shot. What was the other play? I think I'd rather make the better blocking point. Okay. 6-3 now. Now I can make the 3 point. That safeties his checker, unstacks the 6 point, makes a new point. 4-1. Okay, so 4, I'm going to go there, and 1 like that. 5-3 makes a point. 6-5. Want to keep the anchor. I could play like this, or I could break the midpoint. This will give me some time to play something. Wait for a nice double. 2-1. Okay, so just going to spread out the builders. 6-1. Okay. So if I play the 6 like that, then the 1's probably going to be there. Alternatively, I could do that and play like that. So now I have builders on the open points. Or I can shift. See, I think I like this one or this one, but I don't like this checker there. So let's just do this. There was the option of coming out with this structure. 5-1. I'm just going to start filling things. I can get 2 crossovers. I think I like this better. I don't know. All right, so now I can hit, but I have 3 blots in my board. So this is the insta board. Okay, so now he's going to play cautious. I'm up by 8 pips in the race. So here's where I can consider running. Like here, I'm up by 17 pips in the race. So I could also do this. This is safe. Makes the board. Is Black's position going to get better or worse? Probably better. But I think this is the better play. I don't want to lose gammons. We'll see in the analysis. Okay. Double 4 is perfect roll. I'm a market loser. So now I have to double. Okay, so now I'm ahead 2 away, 5 away with the 5-3. Just make the 3 point. Now I have to be very cautious in terms of doubling. And I have a low take point. So 1, 2, and attack. There, now I might be able to win some gammons. 5-4 is a little awkward. Still not a double yet. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Going for the undoubled match-winning gammon. 6-5 hits. 4-3. Okay, so 4. Now, can I hit? Would that be an overplay here? I can also anchor, just decrease the volatility. If I hit, comes back and hits again, it's not good because then I have 3 back behind all this and they're all disconnected. Black still needs to consolidate. Okay, now I can hit. Okay, hits back, makes the point. 4-1. It's coming there. 2-1's going to point on head. Double 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. And do I want to come out? It just leaves a lot. 1, 2, 3. Just bring this down, I think. 5, 3. Hits there. Now with the 3, 2, I can hit. Come down. Now double 5 was good. Double 3 dances. Okay. And make the second anchor. 4 and 5. Don't think I can take this. So if I pass, black gets to 4 away. If I take and lose a single, it will be 3 away. 3 away is not much worse than 4 away. However, if I lose a gammon, which is very possible here, get to 1 away Crawford, and that's not good. I have to pass this. All right, so now I'm up 2 away, 4 away. Black is going to double very aggressively. Not quite yet. So now I'm going to want to anchor, prevent the gammons. Counter anchor, I can make the 4 point nicely. 6-5 will play behind. 6-1. Just maintain the status quo. Okay, double 4 is a great roll. And that was likely a market loser. So now I'm going to go to the Crawford game. 4 away, so I don't want to lose a gammon. So I'm going to play back. Okay. 5-2 again. So 5, and I'll play 2 here. All right, 3-1. So I think I just make the 5 point, unstacks the 2 heaviest points, makes the best point. If I hit, where's the 3? I'm going to leave all these return shots and don't have another point. Okay, double 5. So here's 1, 2. Could make this, or I can be a little bit more flexible and do this. Might have a fly shot next, so I think this may be worth it. All right, so double 4, 1, 2. I think I want to keep this, so maybe I'll just shift like that. Okay. 3-1. I don't want to lose the gammon, so I'll just keep the anchor. 4-2. I think I'll just break that. I don't want to break the board. 5-4. I'll save a 6 there. Double 6. That was a great roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be straightforward. Four. Now I'll analyze it. So I'll go through this. This was a 5 point match. I'll put it on the arrow. Viewers like the arrows. So with the 3-1, it was straightforward. And this is what I do for all my matches. I learn from them. I study them. That's part of the reason why I like to play against XG, because it already has the analysis. And although I'm not playing against another person, I actually prefer that because XG plays a lot faster. If I have to go and take care of an appointment, I can go and come back. It's not a big deal. Okay, so the ones that I get right for the right reason, I just go through quickly. The 3-1 was clear. The double 4, so this was the one where I was looking at this play, which was the correct play. That's the play I made, and the alternative play, which resulted in this position. So that is good. It does make a 4 point board. It has a little gap there, which is not ideal. But yeah, that's that's the best play. Let's see, double four goes like that, and I guess, is there a way I could have done it? No. I'm trying to figure out a way to possibly modify it. No. Okay, so the next one, the 5-3, it looks like these two were close, and those are the ones that I was thinking about. This one is slightly preferred, but when they're that close, not a big deal. And this one, again, the 6-5, run away. I'm up by 3 before, 14 after, so I just want to escape. This one was the second best, results in this position. Doesn't leave any blots, but this is still stranded. This is like my major problem right now. The biggest problem that I need to worry about, and 24-13 just solves it. Okay, then the 6-4, I just safetied that blot, and then double 3 was a good roll. I brought all these down. Looks like this was tied, so this would be awkward. Okay, and then 3-2, nothing special here. This was just bearing in. Bearing in and bearing off. 5-1, okay, and this was a good roll. And this was slight no double. So let's take a look at it here. See if there's anything I could modify. So let's say if I gain 1 pip like that. Now it's a double. It's worth 685 versus 575. So that's pretty big. 72% wins versus 69.5, 70%. What if I go up a pip like that? That's pretty good because it spread things out. What if I gain a pip by doing this? This actually improves black's distribution, but still gains me a pip. So that helps. So in these kinds of things, that's what I do. Like for unlimited, this was the original position. Yeah, for money game, this would be a small double. And 5-away is close to unlimited, but not exactly. You want to be a little bit more careful. Anyway, that was close. Then the 3-2 was straightforward. The rest of this game was straightforward. Okay. Then the double 2. Okay, so this one, I should have done the half and half play like this, resulting in this position. The default play for double 2 is this, resulting in this position. However, when you're ahead at a gammon save score, you really want to make that play. So let's see what it looks like here. This is interesting because these change based on the length of the match. So let's say I'm ahead 2-away, 4-away. A 2-away, 4-away, I think I'd make the 20 point. No, not even then, but it becomes closer. It becomes closer. What about a true gammon save? So now it's the Crawford game. Yeah, this is where it is. So when you think about, I know a lot of people say, oh, it's a gammon go score, it's a gammon save score, it's a DMP score, all this stuff. It should technically be thought of as a gammon go like score, or a gammon save like score, or a DMP like score, because you don't want to lose a gammon. So in that sense, it's gammon save. However, gammons are still valuable to you. So if you go to the cube information and look at the gammon value on a center cube, it's actually, gammons are worth more for me than the opponent. Okay, but if it were like 3-away, 4-away, center cube gammons are worth more for me. But double gammons are worth more for the opponent. So this one loses fewer gammons, 7.9% versus 9.7. But it also wins fewer gammons, 12.5 to 15.5. So the winning the extra gammons is worth it, even at this score. Okay. Then the 4-3 was just 2 down. and the 6-3. Okay, so these were close. Making the 3-point was slightly better, resulting in this position. It does have the benefit of here, but I guess blocking is not so important since I'm ahead in the race. I don't really need to block, so having the bar point to block it is not as valuable. This position has the benefit of unstacking the 6-point and making a second interboard point. So if you have a 2-point board versus a 1-point board, that's an advantage in a potential hitting exchange. Okay. Then the 6-3. Now this is where I could make it. Like that. Okay. And the 4-1, just play behind. And the 6-5, this is where I want to bring them down. I looked at this, but what happens after this is I'm left with an inflexible position. This is a good learning lesson for like novice and intermediate players. You see how there are no spares. Every point that I have has a maximum of 2 checkers on it. So it lacks a spare. Spares give you flexibility and allow you to play things without compromising your structure. If I play this, next I'm going to have to break a point or something, unless I roll like a good double. I'm going to have to break a point and break one of my assets, which I don't want to do. After this, on the other hand, all these spares provide what's called a robust position, where I can use these to play behind comfortably and safely without having to worry about leaving a shot or losing an asset. So that's what you want to think about: flexibility, robustness versus a brittle position the other way. So here, this way, with this position, I keep a spare on each point. That increases the flexibility. And these two, this is the other play I was looking at. They were close. Okay. And then the 5-1 just had to play safe. The 6-2. See, this was it would have been a blunder to hit here. Where's the hitting play? If you hit, it's a double pass. So a lot of people I see play, they just hit anytime they get a chance. But you have 3 blots here, 4th blot, a 5th blot, and a 6th blot. Okay, and then the 5-4. Yeah, this is where I could have run, but I didn't want to run. So what could I have done to make running correct? So let's say I move these 3 here. Now it's clear. You see, I'm up more in the race, and he doesn't have these 3 here. What if they're like this? Now I'm up more in the race, but now there's 6s. Now the 2 are close. You see? So what that means is the fact that after running, I would have left the shot with a 5, 2, and a 1, and I'm up by 17 in the race. You move it back 1. Now I'm up a little bit more in the race afterwards, so it's worth it because something's got to give. Black's going to have more timing. And then when you go here and look at that, okay, now what about if black has the stronger board? No blot in the board. Now you have to play safe. You see, so what this tells you is because of the fact that in the original position, there's 3 shots and there's the blot in the board, you can consider playing here. I mean, you have to play here. Even though there's a blot on the board, you don't want to run. You're not ahead enough in the race. But when you move it back 1 or 2, then you're up more in the race, and it's worth it. Okay, so let's see. What about, this was the original position. Now I'm up more in the race, but stronger board. Now it's still an error. So these are the kinds of things that I do to learn why the correct play is right. One of the most common questions I get is, how do you learn from XG? It does not talk to you. It does not say anything to you. How are you going to learn? This is the way you learn. You modify the position, you see what changes, and then you understand what are the factors that are important in this play. Okay, then the double 4 was clear, and then it became a double and a pass. I was just up too far in the race. So let's see what would make it closer. So here I'm up by 18 pips. So let's bring it in like that. Now I'm up by 14 pips. It's still a pass, but not as big a pass. And now I'm only up by 8. So now this is a double, but it's still a take. Look at how big a difference that was. So what if it's like this? Now it's a pass. What if it's like this? That extra crossover helped. What about like this? I'm up by 9 pips. Okay, so I have these two crossovers. So let's go back to the original position and move this forward one. Now it's a 1.696, whereas here was a 5.73. So now I get crossovers easier. So what if black gains a few pips? Still a pass. You bring it closer. Now it's within 14 pips. Still a pass. Let's bring it a little closer to within 7 pips. Now it's not a double. So let's go back one more pip and see what happens. This is the exercise that I do, and sometimes I overdo it compared to people, which is fine, but this is how I learn, so it helps me. So you can do this as much as you like or as little as you like. The more I do this, the more it helps me understand the positions and try to see what are the small differences that are important features of the position. Okay, so then the next game, the 5-3 was straightforward, and the 2-1, it was slightly better. It was better to do this one. Yes, this does have the benefit of unstacking, and you're not going up to a point where you're able to hit. Whereas here, like 5-4 is duplicated to make this point, and 6-3 this point, 6-4 points on head. A little bit of duplication there. Okay, then the double 5 was bring it around and then make the point on head. Okay. Double 6 was a great roll, attack. And this was the 4-3. Okay, so this is the one I was looking at. I thought that if I got hit, I'd be in big trouble. So this is what happens. If I get hit, I'm going to lose more gammons. So I go from losing 7.1% gammons after the top play to 9.6% gammons here. But I'm winning way more gammons and way more games. If you go to the cube information and gammon value, a gammon on a center cube is very valuable for me, but it's devalued as compared to money for black. So these extra gammon wins, 14% is huge. The 2%, 2.5% that I lose, 2.5% more gammons that I lose is not quite as valuable. So that offsets it. This is the dice distribution. So this is the resulting position after the top play, play A, and this is the resulting position after the second play, the selected play, play B. So after play A, any 4 hits as well as 5-2. So you see, these are the 4s that hit. But if I'm not hit, all these other ones that dance, now they're too good. And this is for play B. So for those that are not familiar, this equity heat map shows my equity after the opponent rolls any of the 36 possible numbers. For example, double 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, and so forth, and an average on the right. So you can see when he rolls a 4, it's really bad. This is the same one for play B, the play that I selected, and this is the difference. So what this does, it subtracts the equity value in one cell to the equity from the equity value in the corresponding cell. So it shows you the differences. So there's big swings on like double 1, 6-1, double 6, and so forth, and those are plotted here. The other thing is the second roll. So these are the second rolls. So these are how my rolls play afterwards. Going back to the position, if I make this play, my numbers play really well. So like, for example, I have threes here to cover, twos that hit, fives and sixes come out, fours and ones I can play comfortably here. However, after this one, now I have awkward rolls, like, fours and threes and twos are blocked here. I can only hit with threes and twos, so I can get stuck. Okay. So my rolls play much better afterward. And you can see there's a big swing on everything except for double six. And then there are a few rolls that are a little bit better the other way, but most of them are much better. Okay, so that's also the DMP play. That's the one you want to do at DMP, where you don't care about gammon losses or gammon wins. All right, then the 6-3 was straightforward to just hit, put a checker on the bar, and then the 4-1 just comes in all the way. Double three was a good roll. Okay, so this is what I was thinking about. Coming out like this was an error because this just leaves too many blots, too many shots. So here 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, 5-4, 5-5. Whereas here it's only really 5-5, which is double, and a 5-1. 5-3 also hits, but it's a little awkward, and I still retain the anchor. Okay, then the 3-2. So the 3 was forced, and then the 2 just bring one down. Okay. And then the double 3 I danced. The 5-1 couldn't really do anything here. And this was the double, and it was not close to a pass. So some people think that, oh, you have a back game. There's no timing for this type of game. Okay. Maybe if it were different, even here, there's no timing. Okay, what you have to do to make it reasonable is something like this. You need a lot more timing. Okay. So this is a double take. Now let's look at it at different scores. For money, it's no double. So in the match, it was only because of the score. So if you're 0-0, it's not going to be a double. Okay, if you're trailing by one, 5 away, 4 away, you still have to be cautious. No double. But at 5 away, 3 away, now you're losing by more, so it gets close to a double. At 5 away, 2 away, this becomes a gammon. This kills the gammons and becomes a double. Let's say you're leading 4 away, 5 away. Now a doubled gammon wins the match. But it's still not a double. At 4 away, 4 away, also not a double. What about if you're trailing 4 away, 3 away? Now it becomes a double. And at 4 away, 2 away, now it becomes a pass. What about at the 3 away scores? 3 away, 5 away, this is not going to be a double. No. 3 away, 4 away, same thing. 3 away, 3 away is interesting because even a single win gets you to the Crawford score, but it's still not enough. But if you're up 3 away, 2 away, now a doubled gammon is worth it. You have uneven gammons. So this is a one-way gammonish position where black is winning way more gammons than white. So that's the kind of way I think about things. I try to look at it at different scores, and that teaches me a lot about cube strategy in a match. So 6-1 in the next game. Now I'm leading 3-1, 2 away, 4 away. So at 2 away, 4 away, or 4 away, 2 away, the trailer wants to double very aggressively because he has the chance to win a double gammon for the match in a single game. Okay. Also, doubling early as the trailer at 4 away, 2 away kills the opponent's gammons, and it kills the cube. So there's no cube leverage. There's no recube big. You're not going to double very much at all at 2 away, 4 away as the leader, but it does kill that and it kills the gammons. You do want to go for a match winning on double gammon. You can't do that. All right, so the 5-2 and then the 6-2 come down. 3-2 make the point behind. Yeah, this one, it preferred this. Okay. not huge. Double four was a good roll, and then double six was a market loser. Then it was a pass. There's basically no score where this would be a take. But there are some interesting things we can look at here. So let's say, or like this. Now what is it? Well, this is 2 away, 4 away. Maybe we could look at it for money. This is not a double yet. Okay, so what if we increase our race? This type of exercise teaches you a lot about these 20-point holding games. So now, how am I going to lose my market? So you look at the dice distribution here, and then you hit after double take to see what happens. And this shows all the possible rolls in a vertical bar graph. Okay, so you can see here the 1 is here. So anything above 1 will lose the market. So there's the double 6, double 5, double 4, and 6, 5 will barely lose the market too. Okay, so double 6, double 5, double 4. I don't remember if double 3 was on there, and 6, 5. So these clear the midpoint. You just really want to clear the midpoint. Okay, it doesn't really matter how much of the racing lead you have. You need to have at least probably like 12, 13%, something like that, but you need market losers to be able to clear the midpoint. Okay, so if we bring like 2 here and 2 here, it's the same racing lead, but now 6, 5 is not going to clear the midpoint. So 6, 5 is no longer a market loser. You see 6, 5 does not lose the market. Not even double 3 loses the market. You really need the big doubles. Okay, so that tells you, you really want to, you're going to lose your market if you clear the midpoint. When you have 2 on the midpoint, it's much easier to clear than 4 on the midpoint, because with 4, you're going to need doubles, and double 2s isn't even going to do it. But when you have 2 on the midpoint, you could roll a 6, 5, and 9, a non-double, as well as double 6, double 5, double 4, and double 3. That will lose your market. So those are the things you want to think about in these types of holding games. But the race was too much, and there weren't any really rolls that I'm going to leave a shot with for a while. Okay, so then the Crawford game, 5-2, looks like it preferred splitting here. Okay, then the 5-2 here. These were close. It preferred slotting that point. And then here, this was a blunder to do that, to hit. You just simply make the 5-point, resulting in this position, unstacks the 2 heavy stacks, makes the best 2-point board. Then the double 5 was right to just do that. You don't want to clear the midpoint yet. Double 4 was a good roll, and it was right to shift, which results in this play. 13-9 would have resulted here, but that would have been awkward. Lefties disconnected from the back of the army, with 3 checkers here, which are not bearing on this point. Whereas here, this 1 checker is at least bearing on this, and they're not disconnected completely. Have to be able to recognize those possibilities. 3-1, I just had to play safe, and now I had to bring 2 down here. And then I just saved the 6 here and brought in a crossover. Double 6 was a great roll. Double 4 was a great roll. And that was basically it. There was nothing special. At the end, I ended up winning the match. So that's what I do when I play 5-point match against XG, or any match against XG. It's always important to study, because that's how you learn. And a match played without studying the match is a missed opportunity to learn. And that's what you want to do if you want to improve. Again, just go through all the moves. If you got it wrong, try to modify the position to see what would make it right. That's how you learn. Look at the double actions at different match scores. That will help. Look at the dice distribution to see how rolls play. That was key in 4-3 roll where I should have hit instead of anchoring, and do those, and that's how you learn. One of the common questions about the dice distribution is, how are you going to use that if you don't have access to it during a match? So that's a good question, because no, you do not have access to it during a match. However, I feel like this is one of the most useful tools that has helped me improve significantly, because every time I look at it and I analyze it, it helps me think in that way. So the next time I'm playing, if I get to a position similar to that, or any sort of position where I'm considering two different plays, I think about the dice distribution in my head. I think about, how do the opponent's rolls play if I roll this, if I play this way, or if I play that way. Are there any particularly bad rolls? Are there any really good rolls? And so forth. And see if I can swing any rolls from really good for the opponent to really bad for the opponent, and that might help me. So think about the dice distribution. You want to look at it afterwards, but as you start practicing it, you'll start being able to do that in your head. So that was the 5-point match against XG. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on that. I appreciate your super thanks. These small donations help me continue to create the high quality content that you enjoy. And with the membership feature, you can get exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in the lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.